Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine and proper health. So in today's class, we're gonna study about a new topic, that is chapter 8, air, water and weather. Air, water and weather. So in this, there are some inside the chapter points. So the first point, more about air, water and water cycle. Second point, evaporation, condensation and water cycle. Then purification of water, and then boiling, sedimentation, filtration, chlorination. Then uses of water, then weather, role of the sun. Okay, so in detail we're going to study this chapter. So the first thing it's saying, air is all around us. It is a mixture of several gases. It contains water vapor and dust. The earth is surrounded by a blanket of air which is called the atmosphere. So here it is saying that air is all around us. You can't see the air, you can just feel the air. You also can't touch the air, you can just feel the air. Okay, it is a mixture of several type of gases and it contains water vapor and dust also in it. Okay, the earth is surrounded by a blanket of air and that is known as atmosphere. Okay, we can feel air when it blows. Moving air is called wind. A gentle wind is called breeze and a strong wind is called gale. Very strong winds are called windstorms if they are accompanied with thunder and lightning. They are called thunderstorms. Wind affects the weather of a place. Okay, as in this picture also you can see the wind is going on and how the wind is very much fast, and here it also described there are like types of winds. So it is saying that we can feel air when it blow. Moving air, the moving air which is like moving is known as wind. Okay, and the moving air which is very much gentle one, a gentle wind is known as breeze. Okay, and a strong wind, is known as gale, and a strong wind which is not that much gentle is known as gale. Okay, and then there comes the very strong winds, and very strong wind is known as windstorms. Okay, then if that windstorm is accompanied with thunder and lightning, they are known as thunderstorms. Okay, wind also affect the weather of a place. Okay, now we come to the next point. It is saying sea and land breeze. Sea and land breeze. So here land can heat up and cool down faster than the water, and this gives rise to sea breeze and land breeze, especially in the coastal areas. So that means that land can heat up and cool down faster than the water. Land can heat up and cool down faster than the water, and this gives rise to sea breeze. Okay, and land breeze especially in the coastal areas. Okay, like in the South India side you can feel that type of wind. And at the daytime the land gets heated up by the heat of the sun. The air above the land is then also heated up. The hot air rises up from the land and the cool air is from the sea flows in to take its place. This is known as sea breeze. So what is this sea breeze? So at the daytime, during the daytime, land gets heated up. The land in coastal areas it is talking about. So at the daytime the land gets heated up by the heat of the sun. The air above the land is then also heated up. Obviously when the land is heated up, the air above that land area also heated up. Okay, the air above that land area is also heated up. The hot air then rises up. Okay, because hot air is what? Hot air is lighter in weight as compared to the cold air. Okay, the cold air is like heavier in weight as compared to the hot air, and hot air is lighter, so it rises up from the land. And the cool air from the sea, the cool air is in the C1 sea area. So the cool air from the sea flows in and to take its place. So that means the cool air is coming towards the land. Okay, so the cool air is coming towards the land. It is taking the place of the hot air. Okay, so this is known as sea breeze. This is known as sea breeze. Okay, so here also you can see land breeze blows in the evening. So there is also land breeze which blows in the evening. Okay, here you can see rising warm air in this land one, and in the sea one there is descending cool air. Okay, the cool air is moving from the sea towards the sea, from the sea towards this land one. Okay, and you can see here the ocean shown, sea breeze is shown here. Okay, sun is also there, land is there. Okay, now it is saying at night this process reverses. So basically the sea breeze happened during the daytime, but now at night this whole process reverse. That means the hot air is now in the sea and the cooler air is in the land. So the cooler air from the land moves towards the sea. So now this process reverse. Okay, so land cools down faster than the sea in night during the night period. At this point of time the air above the sea is warmer than the air above the land. The warm air rises and the cool air from the land now rushes towards the sea. This is known as land breeze. Okay, so basically here now the warmer air is in the sea. Okay, and the cooler air is in the land. So the warmer air rises up and now it is taking place of that cooler air. So basically the cooler air go towards this sea area and the warmer air comes towards the land area. So it happened during the night time only. Okay, and it is known as land breeze. It is known as land breeze. Why land breeze? Because the hotter air is moving towards the sea. So that means the land breeze is moving towards that sea area. Okay, and during the daytime it happens sea breeze. Okay, so here why it is known as sea breeze? Because here the cooler air, okay, here the cooler air is moving towards the land. Okay, now we come to the next one. This figure also you can see during the night time this land breeze take place. Okay, here you can see the descending cool air in the land, like from the land the cooler air is descending and it is reaching towards the sea area. Okay, and here rising warm air. Okay, cold air hold less water vapor as compared to the hot air. Okay, and then it is saying more about water. So more than 70% of Earth's surface is covered with water. And now we're going to talk about some steps like processes. First one is evaporation. It is saying water exists in nature as snow, liquid water and water vapors. These states are interchangeable. Okay, so basically it is saying that water exists in nature as snow, liquid water and water vapor. Okay, and these states are like interchangeable, as we have discussed in the earlier classes also. Like the states of this, you know, the forms of water are changing from solid to liquid to liquid to gases. Okay, and it also changed from solid to directly into the gaseous form, and then from gaseous to solid form. Okay, so here in this evaporation it is saying that water exists in nature as snow, liquid water and water vapor, and these states are interchangeable. Okay, the heat of the sun transforms water to water vapors by a process called evaporation. So as you're familiar with this process evaporation, the heat of the sun transform water to water vapor. Okay, that means the water get heat up and it transforms to the water vapor. That process is known as evaporation. Okay, if we keep a beaker of water out in the sun, the level goes down by the evening. This is because the heat of the sun has evaporated some water. Okay, so basically if you keep a beaker full of water out in the sun and the level goes down by the evening, why it happened? Because some water get heat up by the help of sun and evaporated, okay, by the process of evaporation. Thus, when the weather is very hot, more water gets evaporated, increasing the water vapor content in the air. The increase in water vapor content of air makes the weather humid. So it is saying that when the weather is very much hot and more water is getting evaporated and increases the water vapor content. Now there is like increase in the water vapor content in the air. Okay, and the increase in water vapor content of air makes the weather more humid. Okay, so that's why we feel so much hot during that summer period of time. Okay, now we come to the next point, that is condensation. So what is this? Take a pan with water in it and cover it with lid. Keep it for boiling. After some time, we find tiny droplets of water on the underside of the lid. These drops have been formed because water vapor steam have changed into water. Okay, so basically take a pan of water in and put some water in it and cover that with lid. Okay, and then keep it on boiling. Put it in the gas stove and keep it on boiling, and after some time we find that tiny droplets of water on the underside. When you just take out that lid and you see, as you can see in this figure also, here you can see the underside of the lid, there are some water droplets. Okay, so that means these drops have been formed because water vapor steam. These drops have been formed because the water vapor, the steam, okay, the gaseous turn into the water form. Okay, the gaseous change into the water form. So this process is known as what? This process is called condensation. Okay, it is known as condensation. Clouds are formed when water vapor condenses into tiny water droplets. So similarly, clouds form like this only. Cloud form by this process only, condensation. So it forms when water vapor condenses into tiny little droplets, water droplets. Okay. So here it is saying bigger water droplets fall as rain. The bigger water droplets fall as rain, and on cold winter mornings we see droplets of water on the grass and on green leaves. They are called dewdrops. These droplets are also formed by the condensation of water vapor. Okay, so basically it is saying that on cold winter morning, as you can see, the tiny droplets of water on the grass and on green leaves, you can see these droplets are known as dewdrops. Okay, and these droplets are formed by the process of condensation only, okay, of water vapor. And now here you can see the full image given of water cycle. This is the image of water cycle. So here it is saying, as you can see in this figure, evaporation process occur from that ocean contributes about 80% of the total water vapor in all. Okay, ocean contribute 80% of the water vapor total in all. Okay, and then it goes directly into the air and change into that gaseous form, and then it forms the cloud by the process of condensation. So here you can see the condensing water vapor. The water vapor got condensed and formed the cloud, and then the cloud formation occurred, and then happened the precipitation process. In precipitation, that gaseous change into that liquid form. Okay, so now rain occur. Here you can see the rain. Here you can see surface runoff in this figure. Okay, and here you can see the groundwater. Okay, so the groundwater is there, and the snow particles are also there, which is the solid matter. Okay, and now let us study deeply about this water cycle. So water cycle, In nature, the process of evaporation and condensation take place continuously. Water evaporates from lakes, river, oceans, and other water bodies. It condenses and falls as rain, snow, etc. This forms the water cycle. Okay, so basically, in nature, this process, the process of evaporation and condensation, precipitation take place continuously, and water evaporates from lake, river, ocean, seas, etc., and then or from other water bodies also, and it condenses in the form of as rain, hail, or snow. Okay, and this whole process, this whole cycle is known as water cycle. Okay, then here come the another point, that is purification of water. So it is saying we should drink only pure and clean water. Impure water can make us sick. Okay. Water from taps can be dirty and impure. Thus, water used for drinking and cooking needs to be purified. This can be done in the following ways. So basically, one should drink pure and clean water, and one should boil the water or filter the water, then they should consume it. Okay. Otherwise, when you directly drink from the tap one, it may contain some kind of dirt in it, or impurities are inside that. Okay. Thus, water used for drinking and cooking need to be purified. Okay. In the following ways, like boiling is there, and here you can see in this figure boiling is there, and there is also sedimentation or decantation is there, filtration is done. Okay, so let's study this process like in step 1. So the first one is boiling. It is the simplest way to purify water, and boiling water for at least 10 to 15 minutes kills the germs in it. Boiled water should be stored in clean and covered pots or bottles. So basically, one should boil the water, then consume it. So boiling water at least like 10 to 15 minutes kill the germs inside it, and boiled water should be stored in clean and covered pots or bottles. Okay. Then the second point, that is sedimentation or decantation. First one was boiling, second is sedimentation or decantation. So it is saying that it is another way of purifying water. In this process, water is allowed to stand in big containers without being touched for a few hours. All the mud and insoluble impurities settle at the bottom of the container. This process in which the insoluble settle down is called sedimentation. Next, water is poured out very gently without disturbing the settled impurities. So basically, this sedimentation, or it is also known as decantation, so it is another way of purifying water. In this process, water is allowed to stand in like big containers without being touched for a few hours, and then let the water stand in that container, and then what happened, all the mud and insoluble impurities settle at the bottom of the container. Okay, and this process in which the insoluble settle at the bottom of the container is known as sedimentation or decantation. Okay, so next, water is then poured out very gently without disturbing that settled impurities. Okay, now we come to the next one, that is filtration, third one. So it is saying it is a better process than decantation for purifying water. In this process, water is passed through a filter paper. The impurities are left behind on the filter paper, and clean water is collected below. This process of cleaning water by passing it through filter paper is called filtration. Okay, so in this filtration as we compare with this decantation or sedimentation one, it is way much better than it. Okay, why? In this process, the water is passed through filter paper, the paper which just filter the water. Okay, so the impurities are left behind and the water get into that vessel. Okay, So this process is used for like cleaning water, and you can see like in every, like each and every houses, there are some ROs, electric ROs are there, okay, which does this process of filtration. Okay, now we come to the next point, the fourth point, which is adding chlorine. So what is this? Adding chlorine gas kill germs. So there is a kind of, chlorine tablet. By adding it in the water, it just kills germs. Okay. So nowadays, chlorine tablets are easily available. Adding chlorine tablets to water kill germs and makes the water pure. This process is known as chlorination. This process is known as chlorination, where the chlorine tablets are put inside the water to make that water clean, and this process is known as chlorination. But one should put only that amount, only like little amount of chlorine which is required for that amount of water, not like full, like 2-3 tablets should not be put in there, otherwise it may affect the health of the individual. Okay, now we come to some kind of tips. So tips to handle water. So the first one is, do not waste water. First and foremost point, do not waste water. Water is very precious. Store water in a clean place and in a clean pot. Keep drinking water covered. As you can see in this figure also, the water is stored in a pot, in a clean pot, and it is also covered. Okay. Never keep drinking water near bins and drains. So one should never keep drinking water near dustbin or drain. Okay. Clean the storage pots and utensils regularly before filling them with water. Okay, so one should always, clean. One should always clean the pots, storage pots or bottles regularly, because to fill the fresh water. Okay, so that there some kind of dirt should be removed there, over there. Okay. Next point is tap water. Tap water should be boiled before using it for drinking purposes. You could even use chlorine tablets to kill germs. So if you want to use tap water for consuming, for drinking, then you just boil it, and then after that you can consume it, drink it. And also you can add chlorine tablets to use that water, okay, to kill the germs. Next point is water storage tanks should be cleaned from time to time. Okay, so this one is the important point, that water storage tank should be cleaned time to time. Okay, because it may also contain some kind of dirt or germs, so it should be cleaned time to time. Now here comes the next point, that is uses of water. So what are the uses of water? So first of all, water is very much important for us. Okay, it is useful to us in many ways. Okay, so here are some ways which are shown over here in the picture. So first one is fire extinguishing. Like if some kind of fire accident occur, incident happen, then at that time firefighters come and they just extinguish the fire with the help of water only. Okay. Next come the washing clothes. Here you can see this woman is washing the clothes. So for washing the clothes also need water. Next come the cleaning. Here you can see that the girl is mopping the floor. Okay, so this one is also come under the category of using the water. Okay, so the water is very much useful for us in cleaning. And then there comes the watering plants. Here you can see this girl is watering the plants. Okay, then it is bathing. Then comes drinking. Okay, so by these picture you can see that water is very much useful for us, and without it we can't be able to do these kind of activities. Okay, now then here comes the point, weather. So what is this? Weather is the condition of the air, clouds, rain and sun of a place at a particular time. Okay, so basically weather is a type of condition of air, clouds, rain and sun of a place at a particular period of time. Okay, the heat of the sun causes winds to blow and also changes the state of water. Changes in the state of air and water cause changes in weather. So basically the heat of the sun causes winds to blow, and also it changes the state of water. Like for example, in summertime, the heat of the sun is very much high. Okay, and it causes the wind to blow, and the wind is also like very much hot, and it also changes the state of water also become, what, hot. Okay, and changes in the state of air, the changes in the state of air and water, this causes the changes in the weather. Okay, so the whole weather become hot. Okay, here you can see the rain is happening. So this happened because of the heat of the sun, we can say, or the movement of the clouds, we can say. Okay, the precipitation process occurred here in this figure, you can see. And now it is given that look at the given picture and answer the questions given to describe the weather condition shown in the picture. So you have to describe some weather condition which are shown in this picture. So first of all, it is asking, is it windy or calm? And you have to look carefully this picture where the two trees are given. So it is asking that whether it is windy or calm. So here there is calmness or windy, like winds are going on. So basically we can't see any type of movement over here of the leaves, so we can say that it is calm. Okay, not windy. Next is it raining? In this figure it is not raining, but in this figure it is raining. Yes, it is raining. Then next one is it sunny or cloudy? In this figure we can say, in the figure where the two trees are there, in this figure we can say that it is sunny. Okay, not cloudy. But in this figure we can say that it is cloudy and it is also raining. Okay, so here you can see that movement of air as a result of the sun's heat. Okay, now come to the next one, that is role of the sun. So what is the role of the sun? The sun plays a major role in causing changes in weather conditions. So sun is playing the main role, okay, in causing the changes in the weather condition. And we all know that earth moves around the sun. This movement is called revolution. So we all are familiar with this, that the earth move around the sun, not the sun move around the earth, the earth move around the sun, and this movement is known as revolution. Okay, the earth is tilted on its axis at such an angle that one half of the earth facing the sun has longer and hotter days, which is called summer season. So basically earth is tilted on its axis at such an angle that one half of the earth facing the sun has longer and hotter days. Okay, that means the summertime is going on. Okay, that means the summer season is going on. Okay, next is the other half of the earth which is away from the sun has cooler and shorter days and is called winter season. So the other half of the earth is facing that there is, sun is very much, cooler, and the weather is totally cool, and there is like shorter days and longer nights, and this season is winter season. Okay, the earth also moves on its own axis. This movement is called rotation. Okay, so basically it is saying that the earth also move on its own axis, and that process is known as rotation. Okay, so here you can see in this figure the summer season is given, winter season is given, and it happened because of that sun only. Okay, like the first half which is facing the sun is facing the summer season, and the other half which is not facing the sun, like which is facing the little light or little heat of the sun, then we can say that the winter season is going on the other half. Okay, now it is telling that revolution causes changes in season while rotation causes day and night. So basically revolution means what? Revolution means the earth is taking the round of the sun. Okay, so the revolution causes change in season. Okay, while the rotation means the itself movement of the earth is moving on its own axis, that is rotation, and in rotation, that rotation causes the day and night. Okay, so here also you can see that the earth is moving around the sun. Okay, and the season are changing at that particular time period. Okay, like in this figure it is shown movement of earth around the sun. Now the next para is saying that the sun's heat also causes winds to blow. Okay, when the air gets heated up due to heat of the sun, it becomes lighter. The warm air rises up, cool air which is heavier then comes in to take its place. This movement of air causes winds. The sun has the ability to change the condition of water, which causes humidity and rain. Okay, so the sun heat also causes winds to blow. Sun heat also causes winds to blow. When the air get heated up due to heat of the sun, it become lighter. The hot air become lighter, whereas the cold air become heavier. Okay, and the cold air then comes in, that it take the place of that hot one, and this movement of air, like continuously movement of air, causes winds, and the sun has the ability to change the condition of water, which causes humidity and rain. Okay, here also you can see this revolution one. The earth is taking round of sun. Now the next point is the amount of water vapor in the air is called humidity. So the amount of water vapor in the air is called humidity. Okay, water vapor rises up and condenses on the dust particles present in the air into tiny droplets of water. So basically water vapor rises up and it condenses on the dust particles which are present in the air only into the tiny droplets of water. Okay, here you can see the rotation one, where the earth is rotating on its own axis. Okay, in its own axis. As more and more water vapor are formed, they combine together to form clouds. So as more and more amount of water vapor form, they combine together to form clouds. Okay, cloud shape is like irregular one, na? That one. So these tiny droplets of water then combine together to form bigger droplets of water. Then after that, these tiny droplets of water then combine together to form bigger droplet of water. Okay, and then when these clouds reach a point of saturation, they are not able to hold water droplets any longer and they fall down as rain. It is in very cold areas, they fall as snow. Okay, so it is saying that when these clouds reach at that type of point, when they are fully saturated, when they are fully saturated and satisfied with themselves, that they are not able, now they are saying that they are not able to hold water. So the pressurization should not be there, like they are not able to hold water droplets any longer, and they may now any time, at any period of time, they may fall down as rain. Okay, but there are some in colder region, this cloud, from the cloud, the rain doesn't take place, the snow take place in the very cold region. Okay, next come to the point, quenching the scientific thirst. So it is saying air act as a protective blanket around the earth. This blanket is called atmosphere. So basically, air which act as a protective blanket around the earth, this blanket is known as atmosphere. Okay, here you can see rain happening, snowfall happening in this figure. Okay, now we are going to the scientific terms point. So the first one is droplet. It is saying a small drop. Second point is globe, a model of the earth with a stand, a miniature model of earth. Then interchangeable, which can be easily replaced with each other. Then precious, that is valuable. Then saturation, a stage at which nothing more can be added to a thing. Okay, next is season, one of the periods of different weather. Okay, next one is state, that is condition. Next one is storm, a strong blowing wind. Okay, now students, we are gonna come to the last point, that is chapter at a glance. So it is saying the first one, the sun plays a crucial role in causing a change in weather. Revolution of the earth changes the season while rotation causes day and night. Okay. Air is a combination of several gases, like various type of gases are present in air, nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, etc. Then moving air is called wind and gentle wind is called breeze. The strong wind is called a gale, and water exists in three forms, that is solid, liquid and gas. Okay, and the next point is water can be purified by boiling, decantation, filtration, boiling, decantation, filtration and by chlorination. Okay. Now we come to the exercise part. So in this, the first one is fill in the blanks. First question, the dash revolves around the sun. So which planet revolves around the sun? That is our earth. So you have to write earth here. The moving of the earth on its own axis is called dash. The moving of the earth on its own axis is called rotation. So you have to write rotation in this blank. Third one, the quantity of water vapor in the air is called dash. So the quantity of water vapor in the air is called dash. Is it like earth, rotation, water, breeze, humidity or germs? It is humidity. So you have to write humidity in this blank. Dash exists in nature in the form of solid, liquid and gas. Okay. So which exists in nature in the form of solid, liquid and gas? It is water. So you have to write water in this blank. Fifth one, a gentle wind is called dash. A gentle wind is known as breeze. So you have to write breeze in this blank. Then the sixth one, boiling water for at least 10 to 15 minutes kills the dash in it, kills the germs in it. So you have to write germs in this blank. Okay. Now we come to the next point, that is true or false. So the first question is, impure water can make us sick. Yes, this is right. Impure water can make us sick. So this one is true. So just write T for it, this. Second is, we can drink water from any source of water. Okay, so it is saying that we can drink water from any source of water. We can, but like we should boil it first. Okay, but from sea we can't drink it now because it is too much salty for us. Okay, so that means this statement is false. Next one is, when the air gets heated up due to sun, it becomes heavy. So it is saying that when the air gets heated up due to sun, it becomes heavy. Know that warm air, the heated air is lighter as compared to the colder air. Okay, so this statement is false. Next is, cool air is heavier than the hot air. Yes, this statement is right, true. Next one, the amount of water vapor present in the air is known as humidity. So the amount of water vapor present in the air is known as humidity. Yes, this statement is true. So just write T for it. Now next one, give one word answer. So it is saying adding chlorine to kill germs is the process chlorination. So you have to write chlorination in this blank. Next is the state of air, clouds, rain and the sun. The state of air, clouds, rain and the sun. So this is what? This is the water cycle, we can say, or in this, like, air is there, state of air is there, clouds are there, rain is there and the sun is there. So by the sun the evaporation occur, and then the cloud formation is there, you know, the condensation and all. Okay, and then after that the precipitation occur. So this whole process is known as what? Water cycle. Okay. And also it is asking about, this statement is asking about the state also, like is it like solid state, liquid state, or gaseous one. So here air is there, clouds are there, rain is there, and the sun is there. Okay, so that means what? This is what type of state? Is it like solid state, liquid state, or gaseous state? This one is the gaseous one. Okay, as you can see here, the air is there, clouds are there, and also the sun is there, rain is also there. Okay, so this one you can write down, the gaseous one, gaseous state. And the next one is the moving air. The moving, the simple like moving air is known as wind. So you have to write wind in this blank. Okay, now we come to the next one, that is MCQ one. First question, the moving of the earth around the axis is called dash. Okay, the moving of the around its own axis is called dash. Is it like rotation, revolving, or circling? It is rotation. So just tick that one. Okay, next one is the moving of the earth around the sun is called revolution. So tick that one. Next is air is a combination of dash, dust, and water vapor. Air is a combination of ice, water, gases, or none of these. So air is a combination of gases, dust, and water vapor. Okay. Next one. In filtration, water is passed through dash paper. So in filtration, water is passed through carbon paper, filter paper, or colored paper. It is filter paper. So just tick that one. Okay. Now, as we have studied this chapter, I hope you all got familiar with this state of, water and all, and also about the process of evaporation, condensation, precipitation and all. Okay, so students, just study thoroughly this chapter and also practice the MCQ and also draw water cycle and label it. Till then, student, take care. Bye-bye.